Hello, happy Monday. I am going to try to go live on all the different places as always. And let's see if it works. Okay. Let me know if you can see me and where you can see me from. And we're going to talk about how to save money on style. So let's see if Facebook will let me go live. Instagram will let me go live. Yay. Okay, perfect. So welcome to this week's Monday morning style session. Excited to talk to you today about saving money on style. I know that sometimes it can feel, hey Elaine, I know sometimes it can feel like we're always throwing things out at you. If you follow other like YouTubers, this is why I've always said I really consider myself a stylist and not an influencer, because my goal is for you to look like the best version of yourself and not to just buy things just because I recommend them. Of course, if I find great things, I recommend them. But the goal is for you to be really intentional about your wardrobe and to build your wardrobe. If I sound like a man, it's because I have a cold and my voice is like unrecognizable. But the goal is for you to build your wardrobe. And I think that most of us are haphazard about our wardrobe. We don't have a system and we don't have a plan. And therefore, we don't maximize whatever our budget really is. So whatever money you actually have to allocate towards your wardrobe, you want to make sure you get the most out of that budget. And so often when I'm in a client's closet and I see, I've shared this example in the past, but I'll see like 30 pairs of inexpensive shoes, none of which they love and none of which really like reflect their personal style, or maybe they're not comfortable anymore, or maybe they haven't held up very well. And when I say like, would you consider investing a little bit more in a pair of nice shoes? They're like, no, I don't really like to spend money on shoes. I just don't really feel like shoes are worth spending money on. I'm like, well, you did spend money on shoes. You already spent money on shoes, but you bought a lot of like lower quality shoes that didn't hold up. And so you don't have anything to show for that money that you spent, right? So often it's a mindset thing, and we need to train ourselves to buy less and buy better, right? Quality over quantity. Thank you. Yay. Quality over quantity, especially as we get older, because we're going to have, let's face it, we all have a long list of terms and conditions that all these check boxes that we need before something will be just that right item for us, right? Especially when it comes to shoes, because everybody has issues with their feet over 50, over 40, over 60. Like everyone has issues with their feet. So it's really important to stop buying now I'm all for a bargain, and I'm all for, finding a trendy item on sale or at a place like Target or a place like Walmart. If you can, if you can wear it and if you can comfortably exist in that item. But in general, what we really want to be doing is buying less and buying better, especially when it comes to the areas where it counts. So the leather or leather-ish items, bags, shoes, leather jackets, and then things like jewelry and accessories that are really become like an everyday part of our look. So the more often, everyone's heard this, but the more often you wear an item, the more you can expect to spend on it, because the cost per use on that item is going to go way, way down. So change your mindset about how much you're willing to spend on an item. Change your mindset about how much you're willing to spend on an item. It's not that you can't, it's that maybe you haven't in the past. Again, to me, it's like an analogy of, well, you can be 30 and have spent the time in school to get to your goals, or you can be 30, you'll still be 30, but you wouldn't have spent that time in school to get your goals. You're going to be 30 anyway. So the way that I see it with money and with spending on your wardrobe is, you're going to spend $100 anyway. You can either spend $100 and get 3 or 4 pairs of not that great shoes, or you can spend $100 and buy 1 pair of amazing shoes that you wear for a long time. So that's the mindset shift that we need to have, especially over 40, over 50. And this applies, especially, I often will hear, well, I'm so hard on my things, they're going to get ruined. Especially if you're hard on your things, you need to invest a little bit more, because they'll hold up better and they'll look better longer. Okay, so let's get into the practical tips on saving money on style. I think a lot of this comes down to really planning your wardrobe. We can't host a dinner party if we don't know what we're cooking and what ingredients are required, right? You can't build a great wardrobe if you don't know what ingredients are required and if you don't know how you want to look. So what ends up happening is that we end up buying a little bit here, a little bit there, a lot of random items, and we have a really, really full closet, and we've spent all the money that we had planned on spending on style on our clothes, and we still don't have a wardrobe that we want, right? So that's what we're trying to avoid here. Okay, so the first is to have a plan for your wardrobe. Do not go shopping without taking a look at what you've got in your existing closet, because what you want to do is avoid buying a million of the same item you've always bought, and you want to recognize your buying patterns. Now, if your closet is organized the way that my clients' closets are organized, by color and by sleeve length and by category, then you're going to very quickly say, well, I've got 25 long sleeve black tops. I probably don't need to buy another one. So I can't tell you how often, and we've all done this with groceries, right? But how often my clients will want to buy something that I know that they already have multiples of in their wardrobe. If you're not really clear on what you already have in your closet, you're going to buy more of the same. And again, you're going to use up your clothing budget that way. You're not going to have any money left in your budget to branch out. Okay. Now, having an intention for your wardrobe, knowing what you want to look like, knowing how you spend your time, knowing what you want to wear in those activities where you spend your time. If you spend 4 days a week doing out and about activities and you only have suits to wear to work, then you're going to have a disconnect between how you spend your time and what you've got in your closet. So you really need to be intentional about your wardrobe so you can spend the money on the stuff that you're going to wear to death. So really focusing on, how am I spending my time? What do I want to wear during those activities? How can I bring more of those items into my wardrobe? Okay, so that was an overview. Let's talk about like tools that you can use to save money on style. The first and one that I'm very much a fan of is plugins. I have Karma, I have Rakuten, there is Honey. Actually, I have Honey and Karma and Rakuten. I have all of the plugins. But what's great about these plugins is you just install them on your browser. I just saved $60 with Honey a couple of days ago on an item. I was buying some gifts, and they bring, how we used to always have to search for coupon codes online and copy all the codes in, and sometimes they worked and sometimes they didn't. Well, these do it for you. Another great feature of these plugins, again, you install them on your browser on your computer, but another great feature of them is that you can save items or tag items so that when they go on sale or when they're reduced to a price that you want in your size, they will notify you. So they'll say, Netta, that dress that you liked in your size and your color is now 25% off. So it's incredible. It really offers you a way of staying on top of the sales that are happening online and getting the best deal when you're shopping online. I will say, as an aside, this is not related to saving money, but I just had this conversation with my niece last week. We all need to get comfortable shopping online. You need to get comfortable with shopping online. That does not mean that you don't shop local. I always say start local and then fill in the gaps online. Start local and fill in the gaps online. But we need to get comfortable. It's like a muscle, like any other muscle. If you don't practice it, you're never going to get comfortable with it. And buying and returning has never been easier and never been cheaper. So let's just get over that hump and admit that we're going to need to find some things online. And these tools can really help you get the best price that way. Okay, I already talked about buy less, buy better, but I'm going to repeat that again. Buy less, buy better. Quality over quantity. Buy fewer items and buy better quality items. Because what we want to be doing over 40, over 50, honestly, at any age, but especially now, we deserve better, and we want to level up out the elegance and the just the feeling that we have in our clothes. We want to give ourselves every opportunity to look and feel beautiful. And if you're wearing clothes that feel really good on your skin, where the quality is really nice, where they drape beautifully, where all of the somebody commented that in the Closet Confidence group that they had a pair of plaid pants, which from the front in the picture looked great and they looked like they fit her great, but she said the pattern didn't line up. on the side, and it was driving her crazy. Details like that are going to diminish your confidence, and I want you to feel beautiful and confident in your clothes. So wearing high quality clothes does not necessarily mean that you're buying everything expensive, but it means that the clothes that you're buying are going to make you feel beautiful in them because they're well made, they drape nicely, they they check all of the boxes for you. The patterns line up, there are no loose threads, the zippers are nice, the buttons are nice, like all of those details are just critical to having that elegant look. So buy less, buy better. This is a little trick, number 3. So I talked about installing all the plugins. I talked about buying less, buying better. The third tip is to abandon the cart. Abandon the cart. First of all, if you have not signed up for all of your, I know it's annoying, create a separate email address for all your shopping emails, and then don't check it until you're shopping. So it could be a Yahoo or a Gmail or whatever, a shopping email address, right? And then sign up for the emails from your favorite retailers, Nordstrom or Neiman Marcus or Revolve or wherever it is you shop, Talbot's. Sign up for those emails because you're going to get coupons by emails. The second tip, though, the one that I was going towards with abandoning the cart is when you've signed up for Neiman Marcus's emails, for example, and you're on the Neiman Marcus website, if you click out and you put a couple of things in your cart and then you don't buy it, Neiman Marcus might send you an email, a couple of hours later or maybe a day later and say, hey, we noticed that you didn't buy X. Here's an extra 10% off to convince you to buy it. Often they'll send you coupons in the mail to convince you to buy the item because they've got these whatever magic genies on the computer that can figure out when we abandon the cart. So walking away from it has several benefits. If you've ever been somewhere and you've been shopping and you've been in a hurry and you're like, oh, I'll come back for that, and you don't even remember what you were going to come back for, it's a sign. It's a sign from God that you do not need that item, right? You don't need that item. You don't need that item because you would have remembered it, and you do not fall in love with it more after you leave the store. You don't fall, like, it's like you do not, well, maybe you do fall in love with your husband more after being married for 20 years, but really it's like that first feeling, like if you're not excited then, you're not going to get excited later. So you want to love the item in the store so much that when you walk away, you're like, oh my goodness, what did I do? That has my name written all over it. I need to hurry back to the store and get it. It's the same with abandoning the cart. If you walk away from and you're like, oh, I know there's a couple random shirts in there. I don't really remember what I put in that cart. Maybe, unless it was basic items, and basic items are not going to be that memorable, although they're very useful, unless it was just basic items. And if you don't remember it, you can just consider those items, just consider that money as money saved, right? Like you just saved yourself some money by walking away from the cart. But so there are a couple of benefits. It gives you opportunity to think about the items, gives you an opportunity to see if you're really going to miss out on those items. And it gives the brand or the store an opportunity to reach back out to you and maybe make you a better offer, right? Okay. Number 4, shop resale. Now, I hear again all the time from women who say, well, I would never spend this much money on a bag. I'd never spend this much money on a designer bag or a leather bag. I'm like, have you looked at what goes around comes around, or the real, or bag, borrow, or steal? I mean, there are so many wonderful resale sites for high-end luxury items. So if you've always thought that like a Louis bag was out of your reach, or if you've always thought that a Coach bag was out of your reach, consider these Vestiaire Collective's another one. These brands verify the items and make sure that they're authentic, but they also only sell items that are in pristine condition. And it can enable you to get that piece that you've always had your heart set on without breaking the bank. So maybe, again, fewer, less expensive bags and one amazing bag. It doesn't have to be a designer bag, only if you want that designer bag. I'm not saying that everybody needs that. But what I am saying is that a lot of the things that you personally may want would be in your reach if you looked at resale. Cashmere sweaters, silk blouses, classic trench coats and classic wool coats, cashmere coats. Cashmere coats are a fabulous thing. Trench coats are coats in general are a wonderful thing to buy at a good resale or a consignment store. So open your mind up to the fact that there are so many options. We've never had more at our disposal right now. You can get what you want for a price that you can afford, whether it's cashmere or silk or leather or jewelry. You can get what you want at a price that you can afford. Of course, ThredUp is the world's largest online consignment store. And if you can't find it on ThredUp, I'm pretty sure it doesn't exist. So we've got all the options in the world. So just start taking advantage of those options and start getting acquainted with some of the sites that may offer items in your price point. Okay, this is another big one. I cannot tell you how many times I've had, clients, women, friends even say, I never return anything. I never return anything. It's too much hassle. What? I will return it for you. I'll return it for you. Like, seriously, how do you not return something? That is money that you are wasting. Excuse my horrible voice. That's money that you're wasting. So return the things that don't work. Return the things that don't work. Whether it's returning them by mail, which, like I said, is becoming increasingly simple. Have you tried returning something from Amazon lately? It takes 10 seconds. You don't even have to put it in a box or a bag. You just take it to the guy and you put it on the counter and he's like, I'll take it. I mean, it's like, could not be easier. So return what doesn't work. And with stores, return what doesn't work. My rule when I'm shopping and with clients, I've heard in Closet Confidence now, so many of you say that you have clothes in your closet with the tags on them. Know the return policy of the stores that you're buying things from, and tags stay on until you wear the item. Tags stay on until you wear the item. If you haven't worn it, you keep the tags on. And then if it's getting near the end of that return period, you take it back. Because unless it was a special occasion item, why didn't you reach for that item? Did you not love it as much as you thought you would? Did you put it on a couple of times and realize it didn't fit all that well and decided you wanted to get rid of it? Like, why are you not wearing that item? Tags need to stay on until you wear it, and then return items that you don't love, that you're not going to keep. Return them. I did a major closet edit a few months ago, and my client went back to a store with over $1,000 worth of merchandise that she had not touched. And unfortunately, she was only able to get a store credit, but now she's going to buy all the gifts that she ever wants for every birthday party for the rest of the foreseeable future. She's got a credit at that store and she can buy the gifts that way. So, like, it's your money. And if you really want to be intentional about how you invest in your wardrobe and you want to build a wardrobe that you love, everybody has a budget, whether it's a healthy, larger budget or whether it's a smaller budget and you're working with whatever you have. We want to make the most of it. And if you want to make the most of it, you've got to be really intentional. So you've got to plan your wardrobe and decide what you want to bring into your wardrobe, what you want to look like, what you actually do with your time first, right? You need to buy less, buy better. You need to return when you are not wearing something, or if you haven't worn something, if you've made a mistake in buying. You need to shop resale so that you can get the prices that will work for you and your budget, and you can get the pieces that you want at a price that you can afford. And then you need to take advantage of all of the online tools, like plugins, like abandoning the cart, like signing up for emails from a brand. Now, of course, all the brands are trying to get us to sign up for texts as well. And they all have apps now, but I really think just an email is enough. They want you to have their coupons because they want you to shop on their site. You don't have to put your email ad. I mean, you don't have to put your phone number in. You don't have to download the app to get the deals. But just, before you make a purchase on your favorite website, check your shopping email and make sure that they haven't sent you a coupon. So many resources and so many easy ways for us to get the better deal. I will never forget, like, growing up in this small town here where we had 2 stores. And you bought, you could buy what you could buy. Like, that's it. Like, if you didn't find it in town, you didn't find it. And then I remember when catalogs came in and revolutionized everything. Does anyone else remember that? This is like catalogs times a bajillion. And it's almost an overwhelming variety and almost overwhelming amount of choice that we have right now. So we need to be more focused than ever. If you want to build a wardrobe that you love, you have to be focused on what's going to work for you and not what the store wants to sell you. You're going to go into White House Black Market and you're going to go into J. Crew and you're going to go to Ann Taylor or Loft. They have a vision. They have a vision for their style. They have a vision for their customer. They have a vision for their customer's wardrobe. They know who their customer is, what she does with her time, and what she wants to wear. You need to go in with your own vision so you can pick the items that are going to work for you. So you don't walk out like a J. Crew model or a loft model or a White House Black Market model. You want to walk out as the best version of yourself. And so you're going to pick and choose the pieces from your favorite stores to create a wardrobe that is unique to you. Now, since I'm losing my voice quickly, if you have not already signed up for my Closet Confidence Workshop series, it starts today. It starts today. We've got an 11 o'clock Zoom call kicking off, and we have an amazing community, hundreds of women in there who are sharing their outfits, who are getting feedback, and we're going to go through a process together this week that's going to take you from where you're at in your style right now and help you take steps forward so at the end of the week you're going to have made progress in your wardrobe. And so if that sounds like something you're interested in, definitely comment with the word closet and I will get you the link to join us so that you don't miss when we kick off today. Of course, replays will be available, but if you can be here live, I would love to have you guys. So I hope that you enjoyed today's Monday morning style session. Thank you for hanging with me. I hope you were able to understand me with my weird voice. Love you guys, and I will see you in the next video.